Hey GolfCast Nation, this is Brian Bailey here bringing you a member's question talking about training aids and skill development. Have you ever had issues on the putting green where you lost face control, you push, you pull, you hit a little bit down, you hit a little bit up, you're all over the place? Well, as we're starting to build these skill sets, one major component that I see players doing wrong is how they move the club. And by that, I'm not talking physically what's moving when. We can talk about that in a future show. What we're talking about is when they take the club back, a lot of times you see a player move the handle fast, and the orange whip you can see will bend. Again, I'm not a huge training aid guy, but I do love a training aid that matches a skill. It doesn't put you in a box and makes you swing a certain way, but it shows you and gives you feels of what's happening. The orange whip series from the clubs through are great. I get no money from it, but I use them all the time. So a lot of players, like I said, they accelerate the handle and they create a bow, or when they transition, they pull the handle. Where do we want the putter to be moving, or in the golf swing, where do we want the club moving at a speed that we want it to be moving at, or the fastest speeds per se? It's through the hitting zone. It's not at the transition where we start, and it's not when we go here. We're not trying to get to that speed quickly. We're trying to make sure as we come into the ball, we're at the speed we need to be to hit the shot we want. So the orange whip is great for this. So what we want to be able to do is pull the putter back and through, and we never want to see any wobble in the shaft. If you've never done this with an orange whip, it's going to take patience. So as we turn back and through, we don't want to see the shaft load. And if you've never done this, like I said, it's going to take a little practice, and you're going to actually feel when you accelerate, and are those acceleration points what you want. So again, we're going to aim the club, we're going to take it back and through, and we're not going to torque the shaft. Oh, I actually felt that. I actually pulled a little bit with the handle. That's why it went left. Let's slow it back down. And again, to hit it 6-8 feet doesn't take a lot of energy, so we don't have to pull on the handle. That's not what's needed. What we need to do is move correctly in time and space. And then, like I said, that skill will put the geometry, put our face relatively square, and you should make more putts. So use the orange whip to work on transition pieces, how I start the putter, and how I transition down to the ball. It's massive. And again, this is where the yips happen. And this is why, like I said, with a lot of amateurs, they are bad putters because they move the club wrong at certain times. Cheers.